It's a Catalonian qualifying for you today. Welcome along to Spain, to Barcelona, and wherever you are in the world, do you feel the need? The need for speed?
Okay, engines fired up, we're set. The car settings screen on your multifunction display will allow you to change various settings as you drive. Open the display with the MFD button and you can then navigate up and down to the setting you want to change.
To the F1 word and to the preview for the 2024 Qatar Grand Prix, the second race in this latest triple header and the final sprint event of the year. I know some of you will be gutted by that news. Now, one championship may well be
Right, so
decided, but there is
fastest
still
lap
plenty up for
currently,
grabs across the final
1:15.1.
two races. The
Standing by.
Constructors' Championship still needs to be wrapped up, and we have one hell of a scrap going on for 6th place between 3 different teams. Okay, maybe not as thrilling or prestigious as the Drivers' Championship, but still massively important for the teams. A lot at stake there. But anyway, let's jump straight into the preview, starting as always with a look at the track and all the usual stats that follow. So last time out F1 was in Vegas, where George Russell took the win and Max Verstappen wrapped up the Drivers' Championship title with 2 races to go. But now it is on to Qatar for the penultimate race of the 2024 season. A lap of the Lusail International Circuit is 5.419 kilometres long, that is if you prefer just over 3.36 miles,
P17.
and it's made up of 16 corners with 57 laps scheduled for Sunday's race. That's 19 laps for the sprint. And the race that record is held by Max Verstappen, who posted a 1:24.319 in 2023. This weekend there will be just the one DRS zone to help drivers get some overtaking done, and that zone runs down the start and finish straight with its detection point just after turn 15. Not the easiest place to pass due to how fast and twisty the track is. The circuit actually has the highest percentage of high-speed corners of the season, but that doesn't mean it's impossible to overtake. In fact, as we saw last season, Turn 1 was a popular spot to make some moves, helped of course by the DRS, but we did see cars side by side do that 1, 2 and 3 sequence a few times as well, and George Russell, as well as others, actually made a few overtakes around the outside of that first corner, which is always really good to see. Hopefully, we'll get plenty of action this year too. And in 2023, Max Verstappen wrapped up the title in the sprint and then went on to win the race on Sunday ahead of sprint winner Oscar Piastri and the second McLaren of Lando Norris in what was a physically tough race.
What the fuck is that?
In the car, passing out in the race, but almost losing consciousness post-race, just due to the heat, humidity and the relentless nature of the Grand Prix. With the event being held later in the year this time, the race should be cooler, and so hopefully all of that will be avoided. And here's a stat for you. McLaren last won a Constructors' title all the way back in 1998, and that was their 8th title. Believe it or not, that was 26 years ago. And if you take that 26 and divide it by the number of Constructors' titles the team has won, again that's 8, you get 3.25. And of course, 3 is the number of dry tyre compounds available across a race weekend. 2 is the number of different dry compounds that must be run during a race. And 5 is the number of dry tyre compounds across the whole Pirelli range. Oh yes, that is right, it is, I suppose, a triple segue into tyre talk time. The compounds available for this one then are, as they were last year, at the hardest end of the Pirelli range. So they are the hard C1, the medium C2 and the soft C3. Now this track puts tyres through energy levels that are comparable to those at Suzuka and Silverstone, which is why the hardest compounds have been chosen. It's also important to remember that the circuit was resurfaced ahead of last year's event, so that will result in the surface emanating heat, which in turn could lead to graining being the big concern for teams as well as thermal degradation. As Pirelli rightly points out though, it's hard to really know which way teams will go when it comes to P18. What happened in 2023. Last year's winning strategy, of course, being a 3-stop, but that was due to the FIA and Pirelli deciding to impose a maximum limit of 18 laps run on any set of tyres in the race, as I'm sure you remember, due to concerns about the possibility of micro tears in the sidewall between the topping compound and the carcass cords because of the impact generated from driving over the curves in some corners repeatedly. That mandated stint length meant that every driver that finished the race listed at least 3 times, with race winner Max Verstappen running 3 sets of mediums and 1 set of hards, hitting to change tyres on laps 17, 34 and 51. Pirelli says over the past few months they have worked with the FIA to ensure that what happened in 2023 will not happen again. The curves have had their tips rounded off at 7 corners, the first 2 after the start, turns 4 and 10 and 12 to 14, the section that stressed the sides of the tyres the most last year. Pirelli's R&D department have carried out tests on the dynamic test beds in Milan using a sample of the new curves supplied by the FIA, and engineers have also analysed tyres from tests carried out by some teams in recent weeks at the circuit running pre-2024 cars. The total pit lane lost time in 2023 was largely between 27 and 29 seconds. The full section
O kurwa, Oniado, ty geci!
And as already touched on earlier in the video, the race is being held later in the year and so should be much cooler than it was in 2023, although it will still be warm, and it will perhaps unsurprisingly be a dry weekend too. As always though, the latest forecast as of Thursday morning...
Okay guys, everyone be aware, the car's ready to go.
And your schedule for this one is very different to Vegas for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's a sprint weekend obviously, but secondly, it's an be raced here in the UK, Europe and elsewhere too, I'm sure. That all means FP1 will get the weekend started on Friday from 1:30pm GMT and is of course the only practice session of the event, with spring qualifying starting at 5:30pm also on Friday. Saturday's F1 action starts with the sprint race at 2pm with qualifying for the Grand Prix from 6pm, and it is lights out for the race on Sunday at 4pm, and once again that is in UK time. Now, before I make my usual round of predictions, let's have a quick run through some of the news and talking points.
We've been pushed down to P19, I'm afraid.
Talking points, I mean one piece of news and one talking point, but anyway. First up, the big news this week is that after a weekend of speculation in Vegas, it has been confirmed that a General Motors-backed entry branded as Cadillac will join the grid and become the 11th team in 2026, at least in principle. So GM's involvement in the Andretti team remains unwavering, but the American giant will take the lead on the branding of the new F1 team, with the initially Andretti-led program slowly evolving into a GM-led project. Cadillac has confirmed there that Mario Andretti will serve as a director for the F1 team. The team will start off with a customer supply of engines, but GM says it is on the path to being a full works team by the end of the decade, which could be 2028 based on the plans previously laid out by Andretti Cadillac. The favoured engine partner is Ferrari, who of course lose Sauber as a customer in 2026, and when asked if those rumours were correct, Mario Andretti said, quote, "That is what we're talking about, that's not definite yet, but that is the objective and that is the preference." Interesting stuff. Stefano Domenicali said that General Motors and Cadillac's commitment to the project is, quote, "an important and positive demonstration of the evolution of our sport," and adds that the sport looks forward to seeing the progress and growth of this application, again, quote, "certain of the full collaboration and support of all the parties involved." With FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem saying he is fully supportive of the efforts made by the FIA, Formula One, General Motors and the team to maintain a dialogue and work towards its outcome, and that all parties, including the FIA, will continue to work together to ensure the process progresses smoothly. And although the Drivers' Championship is all done and dusted, the Constructors' title is still up for grabs, and that could be decided this weekend in Qatar. But honestly, it's a big ask for McLaren, who chased their first title since, as I mentioned, 1998. They currently sit top of the standings, 24 points clear of Ferrari, with Red Bull 29 further back. Realistically, with Sergio Perez not delivering, to put it mildly, it's a battle between the top two teams. Following the race in Qatar, there will be just 44 points left on the table, so if McLaren do want to win it this weekend, they must outscore Ferrari by at least 21 points.
Okay, that's P19, P19.
At the end of the weekend, and the title won't be done because Ferrari could, in theory, win on countback if things go their way in the season finale. It is a tall order for McLaren, no doubt about that, but it is worth remembering that they scored 47 points here last year and Ferrari only took 13. So it is absolutely possible, and this is a track that should suit the team from Woking too. Honestly though, hopefully they don't do it and we get some sort of title decider in Abu Dhabi next week. Right then, time to make some predictions, and as always, please do not take these too seriously, just a little bit of fun. But if you did just give my picks, and you can let me know yours in the comment section down below. And last time, well, the less said, the better. Has been top of the midfield, the only thing I got right. So let's just move on very quickly. This week, as already mentioned, this is a circuit that should suit McLaren, and so they should be favourites heading into the weekend. They also won the sprint with Oscar Piastri last year and finished second and third to Max Verstappen in the race, so I'd be amazed if they don't go well in Qatar. Now, Ferrari reckoned that Vegas was the best track for them of the remaining three, and so we could well be looking at a McLaren title triumph. But for what feels like the millionth time I've said this in 2024, has been so unpredictable, and so who even knows what's going to happen this weekend. Ferrari may surprise us, and Red Bull could rock up and dominate, and Mercedes may be in contention too. But I've got to pick somebody, and I'm backing McLaren for this one, so I'm going with Lando Norris for sprint pole and the sprint win. I'll go with Oscar Piastri though for his first ever Grand Prix pole, and you know what, yeah, let's go with him for the win on Sunday too. As for the final podium places, Carlos Sainz P2 and Lando Norris P3. Actually, no, I've changed my mind on that one. Ferrari didn't go well here last year, and although it will be cooler and no 2 years are the same, I'll actually swap out sight for Max Verstappen. Sorry, Carlos. Elsewhere, my pick for top of the midfield, so the fifth best finishing team is Haas again. The team getting another step closer to sixth in the constructors and all the cash that comes with it. That is hopefully going to be a great scrap between Haas, Alpine and RB across the final two races, and I hope that goes down to the wire as well. As for some bolder picks, I'll go with Nico Hülkenberg for a top 7 finish. Is that bold? Probably not anymore. He's been delivering brilliant this season, hasn't he? Franco Colapinto to bounce back for his crash in Vegas with a points at some stage across the weekend. And I'm going to stay somewhat positive for Sauber and say, let's say one of them qualifies inside the top 12 on Saturday. That is it then for the Qatar Grand Prix preview, but don't forget you can let me know your thoughts and your predictions ahead of the weekend in the comment section down below. And to catch up on the latest Formula One news and reaction, head on over to planetf1.com. Now, I will be back on Friday, yes, Friday, with the sprint qualifying watch along, and then live again for every remaining session across the weekend, and live again with Stuart shortly after the checker flag on Sunday for the usual race reaction, assuming, of course, I have any voice left after all of that. But in the meantime, if you did enjoy this one, then please do leave a like, as it really does give the channel a bit of a boost in the algorithm, and consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos or streams. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean. This has
With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be welcome along, everyone, to sunny Spain.
The shoes.
Okay, DRS is now available. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Come on, you can win that place back. It's energy. The track is clear, green flag. Yellow flag. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 2.1 seconds. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 2.6 seconds. Okay, some information on Gasly. Okay, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car. Increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap. Nice move, good job. Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake, use overtake. Afraid you've been given a time penalty for that last incident, mate. Okay, be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, Albon's just moved into first place.
Vuoi farci pane? Ma quando la mia non la tengo di. Io andiamo ad andare a fare quella andiamo. Io vuoi fare? Jó. Nem tudtam, hogy hányni vagy kakilni. Ahogy mondtad ezzel a fejjel, érted?
Kevin's in the pits. Got a lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon. We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 26.2 seconds. Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap, box this lap.
Sikerül?
Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
De szép vagy.
Szerbusz.
Hiányozta. Ó, kikapcsoltam mindent, kurva élet.
Vele is játszottad?
Még nem. Még ezt meg kell annál csinálni, jó, és felmehet. Nem áll meg, Bozsi.
Okay, some information on Gasly. Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
Meg is válaszoltál már? Amúgy ahhoz képest nem volt olyan vészes. Mármint az idő, amit hazajöttünk. Mármint én azt hittem több lesz.
Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Caution, caution. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead. use overtake now. Come on, push hard. Okay, clear.
Nekem mondod, nekem nulla agyam van konkrétan. Szárgáljon kérem, én agyilag brutálul, mondjuk testileg mitől is fáradtam volna állni.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake, use overtake.
Amúgy erre kíváncsi vagyok, ezt majd mindjárt elmesélek.
Great maneuver. You made it look so easy. Just so you know, we're getting some strange readings from a couple of the sensors, so I don't think you need to be worried, just some bad data, so keep doing what you're doing. I'll let you know if we notice any genuine problems. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 3.0 seconds. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
Mi a fasz csinálok?
I've got some information on Alonso. They've got some kind of mechanical problem. Good job, nice overtake. Gap to your teammate behind, 5.8 seconds. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 3.8 seconds. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. And gap to the car in front, 2.4 seconds. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Okay, the car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap starting to form. Okay, mate, race control, I'm afraid, are not happy with your creative interpretation of track limits. They've given you a 3-second penalty.
get left, eh? So we'll get left to fight for.